Hi everyone, it's Jennifer and I'm back to share another video with you. Um, I made this a few weeks back and I don't know what's happened in my house, but it seems my kids have summer fever or something because there is never a quiet moment lately. So while I have this quiet moment, I'm going to take advantage of it because everybody's still sleeping. So I wanted to share this with you. This is a journal I made for myself with a line that I absolutely fell in love with from Prima. And I gutted a book that I found at Dollar Tree actually. I loved the cover of it, that it had the gray spine with the white cover, and so I just embellished on it and then made a journal out of it. And one of the things I'm going to show you is I really liked the writing on the spine. It says Heartwood Bella Plain. I don't know, I just liked it, so I really didn't cover it because I liked it. I may change my mind down the road. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I really did like it. And then this is the back of the cover. I don't know if you can see all that gold foiling in the paper. The line by Prima is called, oh gosh, what's the name of this? Country Spring Farm Country. Oh god, isn't that funny? Like, I've had it and just set it aside for favorite project, finally used it, now I can't remember the name of it. I will put the name of the collection in the description box below before I upload this. So anyways, but I really did like the line. So, and then this was a Prima really wide tape that I had too that I liked. It picked up the pink in the paper. So on the cover, what I've done is this was an ephemera piece in the pack of ephemera. It says Gather, so I put that there. I don't know if you can make that out because it's got the gold foiling. I used another piece of that paper with the flowers and stuff on it. This was one of the 4x6 journaling cards, the back side of it, or the front. I don't remember if it was the back or the front, but I love the black and white plaid. I put a doily here, and this was another piece of ephemera, as well as this one, and I just popped out it up. I think there was a bee there, and I wanted a butterfly, so I just popped out of the butterfly. This is the Hobby Lobby bow. And then this was some trim I had, and then another trim that I laid over it that I just liked because it had the pink ribbon running through it. This was another trim up here, and then I just put some pink cheesecloth that I got from Hobby Lobby there, and these were the Prima Say It in Dots, or Say It in Enamels, whatever they call them, little pieces. So I really like the way that turned out. I hope you guys can see all the foiling and everything. So that's that. I don't know if you noticed on my spine, but I did put in some eyelets because I love the cover of this, and in case I fill the journals, I may want to just take the journals out and put them on a bookshelf and then put more journals in this, I thought. So what I did was I made it like a traveler's notebook and put the elastics in it. So I'll show you here. So yeah, so originally I had put 4 elastics in it because I thought I was going to do 4 signatures, but I only ended up doing 2 because these 2 got so chunky quickly that I didn't want the book to have gator mouth, which it kind of already does, so I didn't really want to go beyond that. So there are 4 elastics if I want to go back and change my mind and decide that I want to do, sorry, I bumped the camera, guys. If I decide that I want to do 4 journals, but for this one, I'm doing 2. So, I did not do any pockets or anything on the inside. I just left the paper pretty and decorative. I did use a black and white gingham on the spine that I stuck in there. And then for the journal pages, I just used the scrapbook paper, and then I added some of my own other papers that I thought went well with it. So again, I've got a layer of cheesecloth here underneath, the same card that I used on the front. I just loved that paper, so I used it as my background. There's another doily here. I did that same lace layering with the Hobby Lobby bow, and then this is one of the 3x4 journaling cards. The 12x12 paper collection in this has all the foiling in it. The other size papers like the A4, the 8x8, and the 6x6 did not have foiling. So, and then I added some lace trim here. This is the Dollar Tree lace, and when I would find it, I would pick up rolls and rolls and rolls of it, because honestly, it's my favorite lace. I just think it looks so nice. It goes with so much, and I just liked it. So I had like 17 rolls at one time, but now I'm down to my last roll, and I've been looking at all my Dollar Trees, and they're not carrying it anymore or something. I don't know. So I called, and they said, no, we don't have that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have that? So I'm really hoping they didn't discontinue it, because honestly, it really is like my favorite lace that I go to for journal pages, cards, etc. Yeah, so I'm really disappointed. I have all my friends in a couple states looking for me, but so far no luck. So, oh well, I can only hope they bring it back. So anyways, moving on. So this is more of that paper on the 12x12. Here, this is avocado dyed paper. I made a double pocket here, and they're not very deep. This was something I cut off one of the papers to layer up there. I put a piece of cheesecloth underneath it. I'm hoping you can see that. Bring that up so you can get a better view. And so I have a tag punch. I think it's the Hobby Lobby one. And because the pockets aren't deep, they're just little short tags. So I thought they were cute. I just put some pink seam binding on them. There's another one here. But I just did a double pocket, and I glued it on these two edges so that I could slip something behind it. And then I collaged on this may be, okay, this was one of the scrap pieces from when I was cutting into the 12x12. So I just used other pieces I cut out from the pieces that weren't big enough to do anything, and I layered it with some music paper and some more of that, a little layer of cheesecloth, more of that Dollar Tree lace, and the back side. So you could put another piece of paper over this if you want a journal or a photo, whatever you want to do, but since I didn't know what I was going to do with this, I just left it blank for now. This is one of my little ticket embellishments that I made, and that was following a tutorial from Teal and Tattered. I have a post on my Instagram channel with a link to her tutorial for that if you're interested. So she was really inspiring, and I thought, what a cute idea. Now, the difference between her and I did, I used a ticket punch I have from Little B. I do not know if it's still available. I bought it years ago, so I have no idea, but it's by Little B. So there's a doily here, one of those square 8x8 doilies, more of the scrapbook paper. Here I did a altered paper clip, which turned out really cute. I followed the Kitty Witty Papercraft tutorial on her Instagram channel, so Kitty Witty Papercraft. And I just layered it up with some cheesecloth and a little embellishment I cut from the paper, and then a little bunny that I cut from the paper. And then I just slipped one of the 4x6 journaling cards under there. So love the way that came out. This is just a piece of coffee dyed or tea dyed paper, I'm not sure which. And then I used one of my punches along the edge to give that a really nice look. I thought it was like a really cute, farmsy, cute look. Here I have used, this was from a Die Cuts with a View paper pad from Joann's. Let's see if I have it near me. It might be called, yeah. It's called Park Lane Papery Organic Cotton. So that, it just reminded me of, you know, on the farm, the chicken wire. I don't know. So I liked it. So I threw that in here. This is another one of the 4x6 cards. I did put a butterfly there just for decoration. There's a layer of cheesecloth under here peeking out. This bag I actually found in clearance at Walmart, the little wood grain bag. Here again, I've just put some tags in from some offcuts of the paper. So that's there, and I punched the edge of that again. And then up here, this is a line from Antique Papery. Oh, what's the name of it? I can't think. I will link it in the box. Just used a manila tag. Just inked around the edges, and so that is just a tag you can journal on or put a photo on or whatever you want. And so I made the paper bag so that I only glued it on the 3 sides so I could have another tuck spot up there. So I really love the way that turned out. Next page, so here I had some really cute wide eyelet lace that I wanted to use, and so I glued down the bottom edge and the sides and made it one continuous strip, and then glued it in the center here where I was going to be binding it to make it into a cute pocket. So, and this is the back of that die cuts with a view paper there. And then I collaged up a few tags here. So this is an ephemera piece from Prima, and then this is that die cuts with a view paper piece I had left. And then this is from Antique Papery. And again, I will try to put all the links in the description box below. And this was just another piece that I had cut off something else. And the backs are blank, and I just distressed the edges so that they're inked up so they look aged. So that, and then this is another tag. Trying to think, who did that paper come from? It was another digital I had. And then more, I think I took this out of the 6x6 pad to make the bunny smaller. This was another die cut out of the ephemera. And then there's some cheesecloth and music paper here, and then I just put a little bit of trim along the edge and seam binding in the top. So that was another tag I made. Over here, this is out of an authentic pad called, what's it, Farmland or something farm. I don't know. When I was thinking farm theme, I just kind of went through everything I had to see. Because I was thinking more of a shabby chic farm book, so I don't know, is that even a thing? I did a couple of altered paper clips. This was another piece that I had cut off one of the papers, and then I just had 2 little pieces of the eyelet trim, so I put those up there, layered cheesecloth underneath it, and then this was one of the, this may have been another offcut, and yeah, it was, and I just liked the image, so I stuck that there, and I put a little piece of that lace on there with the staple to attach it. And here on this edge I put some pom-pom trim, so I really like the way that came out. And then here, this is a large doily, and I used one of the 3x4 cards and glued the 3 sides and left the top open so I could do a tag in there for a tuck spot. And again, that was an offcut. You could cover it or right over it, and then the tag you could do whatever you want. So, of course it won't go in because I'm on camera. Why is it that always happens? So, doily. This was just some music paper I had. I love the aged look of it. And it's so funny because I didn't even know that I had music paper entitled The Farmyard. So I thought, how appropriate. I did put some washi tape on the spine here and on the inside of it, just to reinforce it so it didn't crack or break apart. The back doesn't apply, but I thought, well, I could always cover that side up. But I just thought that was so funny. I found the farmyard. This is a piece of avocado dyed paper. And here's my elastics holding it in. So like I said, I just doubled them up and put 2 on each one for more security. So the pages completely come out if I want to take them out to write on them, or, don't want to do it in the book. There's the rest of the music paper. The other side had the farmer and the dell. Thought very appropriate. Here's the other half of the doily. In this, I used one of the 3x4 cards, and I just cut it down to fit. I just thought that was cute with all the farm animals and the butterfly at the top. So that was another use of the 3x4 cards. And more pom-pom trim there, and the back of that recipe paper. And then here I have another tag that I collaged up myself. Again, this was a digital. I will link that. There's music paper, and then this was some of the paper, and I just fussy cut some of the roses so that it would all coordinate together. So I love my fabric pockets here. And then here we have another one of those little tickets that I made. I don't know, is that focusing? There we go. So just a layer of some die cuts I cut out, and then a little word I fussy cut, and cheesecloth, and then patterned paper from other papers I used in the collection. And then here is the other side of that punched paper. And then here, I had to do a little modification. Originally, I was going to have this as another spot between the two books to store like ephemera or souvenirs or things, and the book was just too chunky with it there, so I took it out and ended up making a belly band to tuck it in. So here, this is another die cut with a view paper, as well as this white, this is actually embossed wood grain, so it's pretty cool feeling, and then I just used that trim to tie it all together. So this was a craft envelope from Hobby Lobby. And you can see here there's a little strip of green. That's where I had the binding to hold the two envelopes together so they faced each other, so I would have something to put the elastics, you know, to hold it in. And then I covered the flap with some of the extra paper and lace here. And then inside, I literally have tucked in all the extra little tickets that I made, and like some extra banner pieces I made that I didn't use. So I thought, well, I can always use them later on in some of the blank pages or whatever. So these are more of the cute tickets, and I did do a post with these on my Instagram page if you want to see a better look at them. So, I don't know, is that focusing? Oh, it was. It didn't. There it is. So I just thought these were super cute. Love all the little images, and I just fussy cut them from the papers because they were pieces of paper that I was probably going to chuck anyways because they were like not big enough to do anything. So I don't mind fussy cutting. Some people do. So so those are in there, and that just tucks closed, and then this I just tucked back under here so nothing falls out. So I loved that idea. This was a die cuts with a view paper, which I may have said before, the doily. Here's another little ticket down here. Hopefully it will focus so you can see that. Come on, camera, focus. Well, I guess it doesn't want to focus. There we go. Cute little bunnies. Love the bunnies. And that was on avocado paper. And so that's the end of our first signature. And then the second one is pretty similar. So the first one had a lot of butterflies in it. The second one I bee themed. So everything in here, you'll see a lot of bees. You may see an occasional butterfly, but it's mostly supposed to be bees. So same concept, used another pattern paper with all the foiling on a 12x12 pad, layered up my laces and my Hobby Lobby bow, 3x4 card, doily, and there's cheesecloth underneath, lace on the edge. Did another stack pocket here. These have some little tags from a shop on Etsy called Irlajima, and they were bee themed. So I just stuck those in there. I just put this one this way to break it up so it wasn't, you know, and that's another cute one there. And I just printed them double-sided so that it would have the pink gingham on the back. And then this one, I don't see, I said there might be an occasional butterfly. There it is. This was a, I don't know if that was a cut apart or if I cut it off paper. I think it was a cut apart though. Another cut apart there. And then this was just the paper, and I just added some music note to break it up and the trim. And there's the back. So there's that, another doily. I used that paper in here again because I had 2 sheets of it. There's another cute tag there with a bee. The edge punch that I used there, which I think that was a Martha Stewart. I don't even know if they're around anymore. You probably have a hard time finding them. I did identical tags in both of the pockets on these. They're pretty much set up the same way. And then another antique papery paper here on a manila tag. So that's that. Another, that was a 4x6 piece with the bag from Walmart and the cheesecloth. And then here is the fabric pocket again, and some tags I made here. And as I said, bee themed. So this one says Pure Honey. A little bee there, and cheesecloth and music paper, and then a cut off of the paper. And then this one, this is an antique paper, and I just shrunk it down to a 3.5 by 5 size. And then I did a little bit of layering and collaging on it and added a little piece of lace for a topper. Again, the other envelope here, and I don't think I have anything in this one. No, it's just empty. But same concept. This one I just used another scrap piece that I had and punched the edges to make the belly band. Oh, and that background paper I think is also from that authentique pad where I got the recipe paper from. And then I have the pom-pom trim and a doily here with a 3x4 card and another one of those printables from Irlajima's shop. I love Irlajima's shop. Her work is incredible. And I just happen to have a music paper that said The Bee. I mean, couldn't have been more appropriate. So that's there, a piece of avocado paper, and then we're at the center of the signature here with the 2 bands. So that's that. We have another 3x4 card here, and then glued down to make it into a pocket, and this is another of the Irlajima tags. They all come on one sheet, so it's one sheet with just a bunch of V tags. More pom-pom trim. There's a better view of that paper that was from Authentique. Here's another tag that I collaged up and made. I put some washi tape on this one with some music paper. This was one of the printables on that tag sheet from Irlajima, and then a scrap of the black and white paper. Lace trim on the bottom. In the back I aged. And coffee dyed paper. And then here is, I did a clip for each book. So here's this one going the opposite direction. And again, same thing, just fussy cut some images out and then used a 4x6 there. And the doily, avocado dyed, and then we're at the last page with the lace. So that is my share, guys. I hope you like everything you saw. I'm really excited about how this book came out. I really love it. Not sure when I'm going to use it for yet, but for now it's just going to sit and be pretty. So anyways, thank you for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this and seeing my creation. And I will be back soon with some more shares for you. All right, have a great day. Bye.